one and all. Back to another edition of the Comedy Podcast. I am your host, DJ Marcus, and you are joining me live in the Comedy Studios. And I'm here with my boy, Joey LaFaro. Joe, say hello to the people.
I needed this. You know, I'm glad to be back, guys, because this whole week has been, since like we're behind in our days, I actually spent like the whole week like looking for my keys. Like that thing, like I'm forgetting something. Every day I was forgetting something leaving the house, even though I had everything. And what I was forgetting was the Comedy Podcast.
Oh, you kept forgetting the Comedy Podcast?
I kept forgetting that we hadn't done a Comedy Podcast. And it was making me think that I had left something at home.
Oh, I understand that feeling, man. Sometimes the Comedy Podcast will sneak up on you. It's like a snake in the grass. It'll come up behind you and bite you in the ass. You won't know how to handle it, but we will, because you know who we are? We're the Snake Wranglers. That's right. We reach in your Wranglers and we grab your snake. Wait, that's not our thing.
That was not the same emotion I was trying to convey.
That's not what you want. Okay, well, we do have a special guest this week, Joey. Mr. Chip Jones.
Hello.
Hello, sir, and welcome to the Comedy Podcast.
So if I get bit in the ass by a snake, who's sucking the venom out for me?
That would be Joey LaFaro. Joe, say hello.
We have a designated venom sucker.
Oh.
Okay, there we go.
We got a designated sucker in the building.
That's what avocados are for.
Hey, I understand that one. Oh man.
1, 2, 3, not it.
Oh man, Chip, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
This is the first time you were on the Comedy Podcast, and we are happy.
It is. I'm learning so much. You know, I watched you do the count in, and you actually counted like 5, 4, 3, 2. I thought you go to fingers. You know, when you get to 5, you go to the silent finger thing. You counted all the way through. I was like, oh man, this is legit.
It depends on the day.
Yeah, it depends on the day. Usually, I learned that from my years of TV experience, how to count in a show. But I also know that most people can't see me or hear me at that point. So if my guess isn't ready to go when I get to 1, it's a whole different problem. Oh man.
Guess got to be ready on the 1, like James Brown. You got to be ready on the 1.
Be ready on the 1. Oh man, yeah. We're not joined by Candace this week, Joey. Would Candace she had a show or something, man?
She got a last minute booking to hotels.com. I don't know. I think we'll see if Candace travels this week.
Okay.
She's ducking me. I haven't seen her in I don't know how long. She's ducking me.
I mean, she can't claim she did. You know what's going to happen? She's going to be like, oh, I didn't know. And we're going to be like, you were literally added to a chat with him.
Oh, man, Chip Jones, I know him. I would have loved to have been on with him. I just did not know he was there.
I have a theory, though. I have a theory about Candace's presence.
Okay.
Because, Chip, what you may not know is that Marcus has a long, time-honored tradition of butchering the guest's name. It's actually a rite of passage around here. And sometimes it doesn't happen. And I can get concerned sometimes when it doesn't happen. But I think when Candace is here, he gets it right now. I don't know what that is about, but I've noticed that correlation. When she's not present, you get it right.
I get the name right when she's not here?
I think. I'm going to start tracking that and see if that pans out. But that's my theory right now.
Well, Chip Jones is kind of an easy one.
I was going to say, if you mess this one up, we were going to check you for a stroke or something.
Did you?
That's pretty straight up.
Did you pronounce the second P correctly?
That's right.
No, I didn't go Chip Jones.
That's right.
Put some in your voice.
Yeah, you gotta add a little extra every now and then. Oh man, Joey, anything happened to you this week, man? This week,
a
comedy,
whole lot happened. Happened.
Okay,
Happened.
A whole hell of a lot happened. I think that's what you were going for.
Yeah.
Oh man, so what happened to you this week, Joey LaFleur?
I did a show. I had my first show back in DC.
Was that another
since COVID
Black Star production?
Kind of.
That Black Star not there?
We ain't gonna talk about that.
We're talking about Alex. Are we talking about Alex?
Yes.
Come on, man.
That comedy's favorite black shooting star.
No.
We love that. We love that guy. We love all decent comics. Except for Eddie Lyles. If Eddie Lyles hears this, fuck you tall bastard. I really don't like you.
Whoa.
I know, Chip, you may not be as as what's the word I'm looking for? Dangerous on the mic as
That's
DJ
right.
Marcus.
Gangsta.
I create enemies on the mic. I have a long-standing feud with old Mike B, and
Oh, man.
and that hasn't gone away, even though he's gotten older and I've gotten better.
You know,
Yeah.
he actually responded to a comment of mine earlier today, and I didn't get a chance to check it yet.
You did.
No, I didn't. I didn't see what he said.
Okay, because they chose to come on my podcast and make an enemy out of me, Chip. It wasn't anything I did. I came to shows. I would represent them. I would go, hey man, love what you're doing. You're very funny, even though they weren't. I would make sure they felt at ease. But then when they come into my home, the Dot Comedy Studios, and they go, look at this fat DJ over in the corner. See, this is when I have to turn. This is when DJ Marcus becomes the apex predator that he is. You know how we started the day off. We are snake wranglers around here.
I got you.
So we grabbing snakes. And
I don't want to grab snakes. Pineapples.
I can't see old Mike B calling you the fat DJ. I mean, he's a cheeseburger away from being a problem himself. Isn't he? I mean, come on, what's up with that?
Truth is truth.
Come on, old Mike B.
But yeah, those guys, they haven't been on in a while, Joe. You need to talk to them, man.
Okay.
You're back doing shows. You need to start talking to people.
I'm working on it.
I need
you know how hard it is. Look, they're doing shows in DC on Thursday nights. It's hard for me to get down there, especially when I have to do a podcast on a Thursday night instead of.
Hey, I didn't tell you to do this week.
That's right.
Wait, I did tell him to do this week.
That's when you go remote. You do the podcast live at the show.
There you go. We were talking about that for a while.
I'm tired of this. I'm tired of this. With great power comes great responsibility bullshit. Just because Joey has technical skills does not mean that Joey needs to work the booth and the sound and perform. Wait, sorry, I'm having flashbacks.
Oh, you have flashbacks of Splash
Hey,
Lounge.
Joey, can you take care of the trash in the green room for me?
While getting tickets at the door, man. You got to get
Can I? Yes. Will I?
that number 2 toilet's backing up again, Joey. Can you take care of that for me again?
Oh man. So what else happened, man? How the show go? Was it a good show?
It was a great show, and until the towards the end. But it was generally, it was a good show.
Well, if it was the night of a million comics, yes, that's normal. That's normal.
One of those shows that gets extended, unfortunately.
Yeah, those shows I've been to with you.
Mm-hmm.
I remember going to them where I go, okay, cool. We're what time are you going on, Joey? Joey be like, oh, I go on about like 8:30. Okay, cool. It'll be 12:45. And I'll be like, Joey, when the hell are we leaving?
Man, they don't give me respect.
Oh man.
You know how hard it is to get spec on this name?
Yeah, I understand.
That show went from comedy to a Baptist church show.
Yeah, pretty much. It became a religious experience for a lot of people.
It's, across from the barracks on the 8th.
Oh man, yeah, man. But we used to have those shows too. But ours are open mics where we have 10,000 comics come and do.
Someone always be mad.
Yeah,
someone always be salty.
Well, that's the way, because I used to be with Kaleidoscope. I started with Marcus Brown and Erwin Loring, and Danny Rolando, and that's what the open mics are. Or you take a whole bunch of people and then you whittle it down for your regular shows. You're looking for the cream of the crop.
Yeah, we messed up and didn't do regular shows.
we just had the open mics.
We just had pain and suffering for 3 hours
every Wednesday.
And that was just the show. That's not counting like that time we were there.
Oh yeah, we were there.
We were there for like 6 hours.
Yeah, we were there for 6 hours most times.
6 hours a week for one show.
Our production value was way more than an open mic should ever be.
And all we ever got was complaints about it.
Yeah.
Like, what are these lights about? Like, it's showtime. Perform.
We're giving you a stage that looks like a real stage.
It's like when you cook like a gourmet meal for a 10-year-old and they're like, I want mac and cheese. You're like, it's like
we were offering to record people's set for them for $5 a pop.
Wow. Phew.
And they get discounts if they either had a receipt from their food or drink, or if they brought people to the show.
Yeah.
So you could get it for free if you or
that's amazing, because like these Zoom shows. I mean, these clubs that are doing Zoom shows, they're charging people $25, $30. Just push a button, record. It's like,
Yeah.
I'm done with it. Like, people, all we ever got, the one time we started doing, we offered like we tried to do a promotion where it was a featured set package. And we would say, look, for $40, we'll let you do 10 minutes. You can do it recorded. We'll do it on a Wednesday because it's a Wednesday. It's an open mic, and you can do your thing. We're providing a video, sir. $40 for a 10-minute set recorded, and all I got was you're charging for stage time. I'm like, I'm charging for a video that would cost you hundreds of dollars.
That's right. I wish I'd known that, man. I would have gotten an air mattress and a wife, and we'd come up and done 10 minutes. Why are we doing this for all these people? Because it's only $40.
It was Bethesda. I don't know if those people would be about that.
Nah, they wouldn't have liked that too tough. Well, they would have liked it.
I don't know. We had rap got banned.
Oh, well, rap was gonna get banned there. They like public sex. they don't like black people. They just like public sex. We got go-go and rap banned in Bethesda. We had fun at Union Jacks. Union Jacks was probably like the funnest
until it became Tapped.
Yeah,
and now it's closed again.
Yeah, again. Oh man! But Joey, did anything else happen to you this week, man?
I got to do Nottingham show. I almost got fired.
Wait, back up. Wait. You can't skirt by I almost got fired. There's a story there.
There really isn't. Procrastination kills. Like, that's all I can say.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what happens is you start a new job, you need to learn how to get into train, and then like I got behind the 8 ball, and then I was like, I don't know how to read. Okay, so I'm working with people who are not from America, and I struggle to read certain people from certain countries because they kind of just it's like one. I can't hear the emotion through the accent, so
I can understand that.
So I don't know how they're feeling about where I am versus where I should be. There's a lot of ambiguity in generally what's going on. And then you get into like this, like, I don't think I'm doing well. And then your inner voice becomes louder than anything else. And it's like, you suck. You should be doing more. And then you're like, I could do more if I wanted to. And then you're like, yeah, but you suck. And then, so you get into like this, like compression chamber of, I should really do more work, but I'm a piece of shit, so I don't want to do work. and that's gone on for about a month now. And my boss finally, I did learn how to read that when he uses the word really multiple times, he's frustrated. So it doesn't matter. Like, everything else will kind of stay the same because he's very professional. But when I hear that word, I know I fucked up. And I heard it multiple times in one call, and I was like, oh man, I'm about to get gone. So I better get my act right.
Okay.
So was it like, hey, Joey, I really need those TPS reports?
Basically, that's essentially what happened. Yes.
Puts the emphasis where it needs to be.
And then I promptly responded by doing a solid job for 2 days, and then causing my own power and internet to go out.
How'd you do that?
Because I was like, hey, I want a cup of coffee with my breakfast. And
shorted everything.
I tried to run here's the thing though. Okay, so my apartment's wired stupid. Their whole living area is on one circuit. So my computer, my TV, and all this other stuff I use to work. I have 2 computers, desktop, laptop, all this shit, and then I have an air fryer, and then I have like, all this shit. Now I found out that when I tried to connect two air fryers into the same outlet, that was going to cause that problem. So I was able to like plug them into 2 different outlets, and now I can use both air fryers at the same time because they're on different circuits just by going to one outlet around the corner. Like, it's this wall, and then so I was good. So I thought today, I'm going to connect this coffee pot on the other side of the room, on the other side by the refrigerator. Guess what? Somehow the same circuit as the air fryer on that wall with all the other shit. So I connected two opposite sides of the apartment, I have a coffee pot, I have an air fryer, I have a computer, I have the internet. 4 different corners of the room. Power goes out. And it's the one circuit that I don't have access to in the apartment, to the breaker.
Yeah, go down to the barn.
I had to like text my landlords who are normally night owls. I'm like, I'm not going to hear from them until after noon.
Oh, wow.
And this is like 9 a.m. I just wanted bacon, coffee, and 2 Pop-Tarts. Was that too much to ask?
Yes. 2 Pop-Tarts. Why would you need 2 Pop-Tarts? Are those
that's
keto Pop-Tarts?
You gotta have that sugar balance.
Those keto tarts.
They were keto Pop-Tarts. They were like 4 net carbs each.
Yeah, Joey's very healthy with this nonsense there first thing in the morning. So so you almost shorted out your apartment and killed all your electricity.
Yes. Right. And that's when I decided that I needed a coffee station in the bedroom.
Okay.
Because that way it'll be free of, because I checked and the bedroom still had power while everything else was dead.
Wow.
So wait, so you live like in a basement apartment in a house?
No, I live in a apartment above a garage behind a house. Like there's a separate garage, and then there's a apartment built above the garage, and it's basically a barn.
Got it.
Yeah.
How far away is the house from where you live?
The main house?
Yeah.
Oh, it's
40 feet.
Yeah, it's not far.
It's up the driveway.
So you just get you one of those 60-foot orange, heavy duty cables to plug it into the house. So you got your emergency power.
Well, what I need is the access to the breaker in the garage below the apartment.
Yeah, you do like the hood does. You tap it to your neighbor.
That's it. Exactly. That's what you do.
You tap it to your neighbor. That's how we all got power. When I was little, we had extension cords running in and out of apartments.
That's right. Here's an interesting story because, for years, almost 10 years, I was a manager with the Hard Rock Cafe. And we opened a cafe in Antwerp. And since it was outside of the U.S., it was a franchise.
Oh, okay.
And it turned out the way Antwerp is built, it's much like many European cities. It's got, aqueducts, and the city is actually raised and it's got all these passages underneath. And the guy who bought the franchise for Antwerp got into trouble because he actually was running these heavy duty cables through those aqueducts to the Hilton, and he was tapping off their power. And so somebody at the Hilton noticed, hey, when that Hard Rock opened, our electric bill got really high.
That's hilarious.
That's funny.
So it's not just the ghetto, baby.
Hey.
Where the hell is Antwerp?
Belgium.
Yeah.
It's the diamond capital of the world,
Really?
except for South Africa, where it's where they do all the
that's where they buy
cutting of it.
Yeah,
diamond cutting.
The diamonds go from South Africa.
Yeah.
Right.
That's where the rough diamond goes to become the smooth diamond.
The smooth.
That's where they sell it from because they can't sell it down there.
That's right.
Oh man, but Joey, this week DJ Marcus had nothing on his plate. He is literally as tired as he's ever been because he's working harder than he's ever worked. He's burned the candle at both ends. He's got a baby mama, got a girl, got life. Life sucks, Joey. And DJ Marcus is finally figuring it out. It sucks.
But I was listening to a podcast of ours earlier this week for quality control purposes, because we do that around here, not to get our listens up, but for quality control purposes. And I distinctly remember you saying that 2021 was going to be the summer of Marcus, ball-headed hoe shit all the way.
The spring of Marcus is kicking Marcus's ass. The summer may be great. I think the summer, starting when the summer hits, is going to be fucking great.
You have 11 days.
This spring is kicking me in the nuts. It is turning me into the person I don't want to be, who's a tired, back-hurting human being.
I can see that.
You ever had your? It's
kind of happening to me too.
You ever had your glutes hurt for 4 hours before when you started working?
Yeah, it's like every day.
Yeah, that's not a normal thing for me.
Yeah, because you don't push sleds and flip tires and shit like I do.
I don't do strenuous activity for a reason. I am slowly trying to turn myself into veal.
I did
the tenderest of meats. That's what I'm working on. I don't need to be tough. I don't need to be a Denver steak.
I want to be a grizzly marbled ribeye.
Oh my God. What are you hitting over there? You keep having a lot of interference, like knocking.
I don't know.
Is it your mic? I think your
Probably.
mic's not in the chassis all the way.
I don't know.
Because like every time you talk, it goes.
We got to throw this whole studio out and start over.
You think so?
No, no, it's too much work.
It's a lot of work to do that. It's a good studio though. I like it.
Oh yeah, it's great.
Like every time I have people over, I say, "Hey, here's the .comedy studio." They go, "It looks so much bigger on TV," and that's what I say. Every TV studio you will ever hear says the same thing.
Is it cleaner on TV?
It probably is. Like you can't see the dirt.
I don't know about that's true anymore.
You don't think so? Because
Chip, I know you got to be the deciding factor.
can you see how filthy the .comedy studio is?
I can't. But then my vision has been getting worse and worse. That I'm old. So
I see dongles, I see wires, I see papers. There's a cloth here of some sort that I'm not sure if it's clean or dirty.
That is a mask.
Well, where is that? I can't see
here.
See, that's she.
Okay.
We're playing the scavenger hunt. This is a scavenger hunt section of the episode. Can you find the unopened?
Okay,
mail?
wait. Let me screenshot this, and that way, when you give me the list, I can circle it.
He can circle it and win a prize.
Circle it. It's like.
Oh man!
Yeah, the .comedy find it page. It's like every week they send you a page.
We're gonna get a little Where's Waldo doll and move it around the studio in different spots.
We were doing that with we had a doll, like we had a Christmas bear or something. We were doing that with for a little while, and I think it just disappeared in the packing and unpacking of the studio. But Joe, we're gonna do? We're gonna take a quick break, man.
Okay.
And then we're gonna have a quick. And it was not even quick. We're gonna have a sit down conversation with Chip Jones.
Okay.
We're gonna meet him. We're gonna talk to him. We're gonna learn a little more about him.
Yeah.
We're gonna see. Indeed, sir. But we're gonna do that, and then we're gonna get into some crazy shit going on in the world, Joey. The world is blowing up in 2021, right?
Blowing up.
Blowing up.
Literally or figuratively?
It's blowing up. So this is hood. So that means good shit's happening.
Okay.
When black people say blowing up, we mean it. We mean good things. When white people say blowing up, Afghanistan happens.
I just wanted to verify that we were talking about trending year 2021 is trending versus the trend is.
Yeah, I know how that can happen. But we'll be back with more fun and more thrill, folks, and we'll see you in a minute on the That Comedy Podcast.
We got you dripping wet. The way we make you sweat. Come on.
And this segment of That Comedy Podcast is brought to you by headphones. You need to hear something happening in your world? Slap on a pair of headphones. Comfortable, reclining, stiff. May make your neck hurt, may make your ears bleed, but they're headphones, and they will make you feel a little better and with a little more sound you can hear. That's right, headphones. And we're back in the That Comedy Podcast. I am DJ Marcus, and I heard it's the bomb, but I got it going on. Give me some of that Thug Passion, baby. Joey, do you know what Thug Passion is?
Thug Passion?
Thug Passion.
Is that a new flavor of sports drink?
It is not a flavor of sport. It is an alcoholic beverage. That's what the song you've been listening to is called Thug Passion.
I did not know that.
And I think it's Hennessy mixed with something else. Most of the...
would it be a sort of fruit?
Probably passion fruit.
Oh, no, I was thinking like, what's it called? Grape.
You know what? Fuck you. That's what I say to that. Fuck you. We don't mix. Well, we mix Hennessy with everything, so it probably is Hennessy and grape soda. I don't know. Black people, we do strange things.
Wait. Black people don't have grape soda. They have purple drink.
Purple. It's Hennessy and purple.
Hennessy and purple drink.
Yeah, because that's one.
I wasn't even trying to do that. That just happened.
Thug Passion. Thug Passion recipe. So let's see. Thug Passion is made of. It has Hennessy. I know it has Hennessy in it.
Thug passion has got to be you're drinking Hennessy when your mixtape drops. That's thug passion.
That's a thug's passion.
Excuse me.
It is actually it's not. It only includes Alizé and Cristal.
Whoa, what?
Yeah, see that? See, why would I mix those two? Yeah, that's nasty. I'm good. I'll stick to Incredible Hulks. That is Hennessy and Hypnotic.
I don't know why people drink Hennessy. I'm going to say it. I've had it. I don't like it. I don't understand what the deal is. I was like, I'm excited to finally try it because I had never really ordered it, and then I ended up trying it, and I was like, what's the draw here?
Cheap. That is the draw.
Is it?
Yeah, and it's not. It's only cheap. It's only cheap in comparison
to what?
To other like cognacs.
Right.
Cognac can go. I don't.
Mm-hmm.
You're not gonna get a fight from me. You know I don't care for the stuff.
I thought cognac. I was expecting it because I thought it was supposed to be like special of some sort. It's one of those things. It's like people who like talk about how great Scotch is, and I'm like, every time I ever drink in Scotch, all I've gotten is more hair on my chest, which I don't need.
Yeah, you don't need any more hair on your chest.
No, there's no one else who needs less hair on their chest than me.
Oh man, but yeah, Hennessy is the drink of our people. I don't know why.
Right.
I think Hennessy. What Hennessy did, they
marketed. I mean,
they marketed it for us,
right?
And they were the only advertiser.
It's like Chrysler 300.
Yeah, so they're the only advertiser we could get in the like 70s
right.
for our magazines. So Essence and Ebony magazine were all brought to you by Hennessy.
And Kohl's.
Yeah.
That's right.
So that's why menthol cigarettes and Hennessy are our things. And it's like, why is that a stereotype of ours? That doesn't make any goddamn sense. But it's like,
I think menthol cigarettes have been in the black community so long. I think it's now genetic. Now.
Yeah.
Baby mamas got to rub menthol on their nipples to get their baby to feed now. It's just like,
it numbs the baby's gums. That way it
That's
feels
right.
right. Oh my goodness.
But you just said Incredible Hulk. I was thinking Hennessy and the lemon lime Gatorade. So you get the green. I was thinking that.
Yeah, no, well, that's like I've seen it made, and it's Hypnotic and Hennessy. So you get the blue of Hypnotic with the amber gold of Hennessy makes that green.
Makes it kind of green.
Yeah.
And you mix that in like an extra 7-Eleven cup you got laying around the house. Right?
Yes. A big gulp cup.
A big gulp. That's right.
Oh, man. But, folks, we are glad to have in the building and joining us this week, Mr. Chip Jones. I personally have never met Mr. Chip Jones. I do like to tell our audience that when I've met the comics we have on the show, because I don't want to seem like a poser when I'm asking questions. So I'm like, hey man, so how was that last show you did? I don't know last show you did. I don't. We met a half hour, 45 minutes ago. But I am glad to have you on the show. And
thank you, sir.
And you are officially, at the beginning of this, I always like to tell our newest guests, you are officially a part of the .comedy family. So anytime you have something coming up or you have something important happen to you, I want you to make sure you come to us and tell us first. That way we can tell the world for you, because we can put your voice out to at least 25 more people than you can.
Wait.
I'm not going thousands. I'll just go. I'm modest. I'm a very modest host. Man, but Chip, so tell me a little bit about yourself, man. How long you been doing comedy?
Off and on since 2009. I started out in 2009. I had a few years I took off when we had some family illnesses that sort of distracted me. And so I sort of jumped back in a couple months before the pandemic hit. So, but, as a comedian, that's what you want. Perfect timing, right?
Okay, so you've been doing this in 2009. Have you, who are some of your influences?
Growing up, influences Red Fox, Richard Pryor, Flip Wilson, Dick Gregory, who I actually became friends with.
Oh, wow.
So those are my influences.
Okay.
Since doing comedy, I think I've got to be like every DC comic, got to be Tony Woods, you know, and became friends with him and actually did shows with him. Yeah, you know, I have to say it, you know, even though it's not popular, you gotta like Louis C.K. I mean, you know, his art is excellent. His life is shit, but his art is excellent. You know, everybody's go to Chappelle.
Yeah.
And so I think that's where I'm at.
Okay.
I'm also in that wheelhouse. I do, you know, sort of a split of sort of topical political humor, Black life and family life. So, you know, on the topical stuff, you know, Bill Maher, you know, probably one of the biggest influences. Alonzo Bowden, really sweet guy, and sort of that's what I would say would probably be my political influencers.
Okay. See, Joey, people don't like to shy away from the controversial influencers. See, my biggest influence in comedy has always been Bill Cosby. Because, you know, me, I like to drug him and get him out the door. It's easier that way, huh? What? No, that's not the right way to go there. That's not the right way to go there. I don't like to do that.
This is the cancel cast. What are we doing here?
That's right.
I try to figure out a way to get us canceled every week.
He does.
That way, when it does happen, I can go, y'all must not be listening. I've been doing this shit for years.
That's really the whole show. I try to say the show's about current events. You know what the show is? The show is Marcus trying to get us canceled and me battling that desire.
Oh man!
But I don't want
to. He likes the thrill of it all, or he likes to raise it to the level where he can champion over it. Like, yeah, man, our podcast should have been canceled, but you know what? We were just so strong they couldn't get rid of us.
Couldn't get rid of us. We're that good, baby.
Yeah, we went through the fire of cancellation, baby. You hear me?
Danger so much.
I'm like a white male. I just love danger. I like obstacles in my life.
Speaking of cancels, I don't want to leave you out alone with your Louis C.K. observation, Chip, because I actually agree. I don't necessarily consider him one of my greatest influences, but I do. There is one thing that I like. I struggle to think of another example of this, but I saw him live when he taped a special at Constitution Hall. And one of the things I've kind of always said about DC as an audience is, unlike a town like New York or LA, where it's like a melting pot and you have a lot of people that are there for different reasons, that are just like living life. They're just there because they ended up there, or they came there with, like, you know, their hearts in their hand and hope, or they just are from there. But it's a really diverse melting pot, right? You get a lot of people with a lot of different backgrounds, a lot of different things, and you generally get some smarter crowds in both areas. But DC too is a melting pot, but it's different because it's people come here because they have causes. They have things they're sensitive about. This is like the town that you come to when you like want to get some stuff done. And so people have their things that they're really sensitive about. And I watched Louis C.K. come into Constitution Hall in the heart of DC to a venue, and his first like 30 minutes were on abortion, which we've seen be like one of the most divisive topics in our country for decades. And he directly attacks it in the most dangerous place to do that comedy, because there's a high risk you're going to lose half your audience.
Yes.
And that, I thought it was awesome to watch the fearlessness to take that on, and then to bounce back and forth to kind of say no absolute here wins. There's kind of he did a really good job of like navigating that and expressing some like just honest, realistic views of satire on the extremes that you could get to. And it was so cool because it's like, one of the things that you constantly watch is like this struggle of human beings to just successfully express themselves and say what they mean without other people taking it in some direction it's not meant to. And that was really cool to see. So when I think of that kind of like tight wire rope comedy, that's like the first thing that I reach for. So when you mentioned that I was like, I that's still one of the best examples I can think of that.
Yeah. So think about that. Think about that in your head, and this is what I think he is excellent at. I bet if you were to see that and actually break it down, most of that set wasn't told in his voice. What he is really good at is giving you sort of like the extreme. So he'll create an extreme character and tell you what that person said, and then on the other side, so he takes the really hard stuff and he sort of farms that out to other characters so that he can sort of say like the neutral arbiter. And that's one of the things that's different than most comics who get up there like, that's what I think, this is me, this is me, this is me. And he's sort of like, here I am in the middle. This is kind of what I think, but here's what this guy thinks. Here's what this guy thinks, And so it's a way of sort of detaching yourself from the ire that people have for the opinions that you are expressing, which I think is it's masterpiece.
It's kind of like a reverse Socratic method. Like instead of it being all like he's playing, the Socratic methods kind of question everything and play the middle by asking questions, and he kind of does the opposite by making statements outside of himself. He's kind of like, if you literally flip it around, which
is totally opposite than the way comedians are trained now. If you take a comedy class now, or if you read books on, everything's always about, tell your personal stories, tell your personal opinions and stuff. And he does it, the different way. He's like, I'm going to tell you their opinion. I'm going to tell you their opinion. I'm going to mediate it in the middle, and you're going to get a sense of where I am on it. But I'm not going to be the one that's bringing the bad news. It's like,
that's an interesting way of doing it too, because
it is.
you never like part of it is you can never be like trapped in the, hey, that's my opinion,
right?
And that's one thing that a lot of comedians get stuck with. Oh, that they've told this story from such a personal place that it becomes them forever. Same thing like what happened with Kevin Hart a couple of years ago, where he told that story about him hitting his son over the head with a dollhouse. Right. But he told it from a personal place. He could, if you're more abstract with it, you can go, that's life, as opposed to being how I view life.
And that's what go ahead. Go ahead.
I was going to say, and that's the danger as a comic, because you get locked into that. So, audiences don't allow you to evolve. It's like, and it happens on all kinds of, Joe Piscopo, Joe Piscopo went from being the average guy to being a bodybuilder, and audiences couldn't take it. This guy is not the, sort of pudgy, normal sized guy that we saw in SNL. He's this, kind of crazy. Yeah. But bodybuilder, it's like, it shatters their mental idea of the box that they put you in, and that's why you have, Kevin Hart getting pushed back from people over jokes that he told, 10, 15 years ago, even though he's apologized for them over and over again. It's because in their mind, they have put him in this box of who he was when they first saw him. So you can't evolve, it's like,
people can't handle complexity and in general, like you look at there's what I forget what the study said, but basically like you can only maintain like 5 real close relationships at any one time, and then everything else is like anecdotal or you could do it for a little while, but it's it's not sustainable.
Yeah, it's change. People hate change, and that's why people will stay in sucky relationships forever. It's because it's better to deal with the devil that than the unknown. It's like, and that is why we have problems politically. Racism and all this stuff. It's just, but I'm used to this. It's like I don't know what's on the other side of that door, and people are afraid.
Yeah. And they
very few people have epiphanies and change their lives overnight. You see it on TV and in movies, but that shit doesn't really happen in real life.
I swear, it's the funniest. Like I noticed it probably more than last year because we were separated by COVID and everybody was living through social media, and you see these arguments erupt, and you can like first realize the real pandemic is like literacy. Like no one's actually reading anything that each other wrote. They're picking out the keywords that allow them to continue thinking what they already thought about you.
Right.
And they're not accepting anything that disagrees with that. And so they just get more entrenched instead of approaching any sort of middle ground.
Yeah. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Well, that I have to say that's something I learned becoming a married man. You know, my wife, you know, people often say to me, "Oh man, you must be the smartest person in the room." And I always answer, "Yeah, as long as my wife's not in that same room." Because that's what my wife, you know, schooled me early on, is a lot of times, you know, people don't discuss stuff. They just wait for their turn to talk, you know. And she's like, you know, we're not having a discussion, you know, because you're not listening to me. You're just waiting to chime in with what you already believe.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, I had a similar conversation with someone earlier this week like that, where it's like, yeah, you're not listening to me, and both of us kept yelling at each other that you're not listening to me, you don't hear me, and I'm like, wait a minute, are we not listening?
No.
No.
So then I finally just stopped and looked at her and just said, you know what? Okay, just talk. Just go ahead and talk. And what you're gonna say right now, I'm just gonna listen to what you're gonna say. There's no anger, animosity, nothing. I don't have a point right now. That's what you have to remember to do when you go into conversations like that. You gotta go, I don't have a point. I'm just waiting for you to finish so I could go with your points and figure out the solution inside of your points first. Well, and then step out of that.
The problem is
here's the rule. Here's the rule with my wife. When we have discussions or arguments or anything, you can't just say what you want to say. When you have someone say something, you've got to parrot back and say, okay, what I'm hearing you say is this. That step, that heartbeat where you're actually thinking about what they said, conceptualizing it, and parroting it back to them actually gives you focus on what they are really saying. And it also gives them a chance to correct anything that you misinterpreted. And that's a way to actually have a discussion and to move things forward and flesh things out, because you're both agreed on what each one is saying, you know?
Yeah.
Because a lot of times what we hear is not what that person really said, you know? So
very true.
You're always going to be, in a position to see things in rose-colored glasses.
You filter it through your own emotions.
Yeah, and that leaves you with two. And that's why you see so many people like walk away with two different interpretations of what happened. Mm-hmm. And part of it, I think, and one thing I've seen happen a lot, and you see it with like kids are a great illustrator, because when you see kids not listening, they're waiting. They really don't have the tools to express themselves efficiently, or because they just don't. They haven't learned yet, and they're still learning how to do that. And so sometimes they're not listening because they're waiting. They'll if they actually listen, then they're going to forget what they wanted to say. And so once you like lock onto some, you can set out with the intention to listen, but as soon as I hear something that I really want to say something about,
stop listening. You
stop listening and holding on to that thought because you're afraid of losing it. And that takes you out of the moment. I mean, the same thing happens to you on stage as a comic. You can, if you're worried about remembering that 8th joke, you're not performing in the moment. Yeah. You're not breathing and listening and reading the room anymore. You're just trying to hold on to that one joke that you're trying to work on, this three jokes deep.
Mm-hmm. making sure you go
right.
Making sure.
But you know what sucks with that though.
Yeah,
it sucks when you're doing that and you're parroting back, and in your mind you're like, "Damn, she's right," and you're like, "Fuck."
Oh yeah, that's.
You're like, okay, let me tap out right now because I'm totally wrong.
Yeah, and I think it's also, we've been kind of set up for this too, and I'm interested to get your take on this, Chip, because I feel like growing up in the era that we all did, where like as a man you're told to suck it up, tough it up, we don't get experience expressing emotion effectively.
No.
Right.
It's repress it, and then it comes out in weird unintended ways or sideways. And so we're really bad at it, I think, historically, and that poses like one set of challenges. Consequently, women are on the other side of that, where they're expressing everything and they have a lot of experience with it, but they don't have a lot of experience kind of pulling back on those emotions so that they can understand. Like they're more focused on the emoting than the receiving of that emotion.
Yeah.
And so
okay.
At least that's what my observation. But I'm curious to see what you think, if you would agree with that.
Yeah, I think the time that we grew up as men, not only did we not sort of get the freedom to learn about our emotion stuff. Half the time we don't even know the name. Women, when it comes to emotions, women are like Eskimos in snow. They got 500 words for each emotion. It's like, we got, the three, I'm horny, I'm hungry, and leave me alone. It's like that's all we got. And that emoting, when you say it, I mean, to a certain extent, that's kind of where we want to get to, because we obviously know bottling that stuff inside is not good for you. And that's why women tend to live 10 years longer than most men. It's because they're not carrying that extra baggage of feeling pissed off from an argument that they lost in third grade, because we have no way of processing that. Like I said, half the time we don't even know the name of that real emotion, So it's like,
well, to be fair, I think we've always accepted that, the emoting as being a win, right? It's acceptable for women.
Mm-hmm.
But what hasn't happened from either side really, and part of it is emoting it, but in a constructive way, in a way that it's actually meant to be received, versus I need to get this out of me. And I think that we've for so long accepted just women are going to emote and men aren't. And at no point was there a conversation about what's a healthy way to do this on either side of things.
Very true.
And you see it a lot of these, like in a lot of these things where they're trying to show what therapy's like in mental health. And one thing that I think is not talked about, we talk about mental health, like, oh, we need to help crazy people, but we don't talk about mental health in the how to have healthier relationships with the people around you. And that's so important with all this. And I don't know how we got into this topic, because we're supposed to be talking about Chip right now, but
that's because men don't talk about this type of stuff.
Yeah, because it's crazy. But actually, I think Mark Palchuk, the comedian.
Sounds familiar, but
yes, he's older. He's in his 70s, and he does stand up. And actually, I've been invited into a men's group that he's had. They've been doing it for years. We're sort of men talking emotions, talking about their stuff. I mean, we're all older, so we've got some experience. There is an idea, they call it reevaluation counseling. And it's hinged on the idea of the emoting is what's important. That if you do emote and you get that out and work your way through it, that you can move on. The thing that happens that's not healthy is people that are emoting constantly over the same thing, because that sort of just reinforces the lunacy, if you will, because the core of this is the guy who started this, much like Dianetics, but on an actually helpful nature. This guy had open heart surgery without any anesthesia, because at the fundamental core of reevaluation counseling is that if you can actually work through the pains and the mental anguish of your life, that you not only are better able to think cognitively, but it affects how you feel and move through the world. That a lot of times the pain that you're feeling is not really I stubbed my toe pain.
Mhm.
It's I stubbed my toe, and that pain triggers a whole network of pain that takes you all the way back to the first girl that, turned you down, and
Yeah.
if you can start getting rid of all of that residual pain, then you're only dealing with the pain in the moment, and stubbing your toe, really not that bad,
Yeah.
So a lot of times what we're actually feeling isn't what we're actually feeling, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
That's true.
So,
I do. It's interesting what you said about people who emote the same thing over and
Mhm.
over. Do you think that's generally the person's not really emoting what they should be emoting, and that's why it's persisting, or is it just they're emoting that because the cause is related to some relationship they have that's broken that they're not resolving?
And well, I think the nexus of that is that they are afraid of actually going through that pain. So they'll go to a limit, but they actually won't break through. So they're constantly going halfway there. And it's not until you actually go completely through it and resolve it that you can put it away,
Yeah.
As long as you keep going halfway, you're still going to keep pulling it back out and going halfway, still pulling out and going halfway.
Yeah.
Part of doing this is you got to have the courage to actually say, you know what, I'm going to look these horrible things in the face and I'm going to resolve them.
All right. That is it. You know what? I don't know where this podcast went.
I know.
It's like a weird turn.
It's not a bad thing. It's
No.
it's one of those things where you.
And now some jokes about slavery.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I had a hidden agenda that I did want to get to this week about mental health. We weren't going to get to it, but with what we had planned to talk about, and then when we went down this rabbit hole, and I was content to keep going.
I know. I know when you get on a topic. I know when you want it, and we've been doing this long enough. So I'd let you go sometimes. But we're at 52 minutes into the episodes.
I'm just scared that Joey lulled me into an intervention. What man?
All right, we'll go back to something lighter.
Dick jokes.
Who?
You ever seen it, ladies? Ha ha ha! Snake trousers.
No.
What? Oh, that's not where we're supposed to go. Okay, my bad. I overcorrect.
We gotta wrap up
That's
the
right.
interview. What's our last question? We always say. I ask you, who would Chip be at the .comedy cookout?
Chip would be the uncle that sits. He's sitting at the domino table
Mm-hmm.
and he's telling everybody about life, but no one in the family wants to listen to it.
Except one kid that's way too young.
Yeah, like the great grandniece is sitting at the table. He's like, you got to get these things together. Life is going to be difficult. And she just like, oh my God, he's so wise. And then everybody's like, if you don't get the hell away from Uncle Chip.
Let me tell you about life, but first, go give me another beer.
Give it up. Oh man. But Chip, where can they find you, man? Yeah, you are a funny guy and you do comedy in the DC area. Where can people find you at?
In the DC area, hit me up on my Facebook page. It's Chip CHIPPJ. Or Chip CHIPP Jones JONES on IG. I'm going to be doing this Friday. I'll be at Nottingham's, and then I'm still doing virtual shows. Like I'm doing a show on the 16th called the Father's Day Show, and then the next day I'm hosting the Silver Spring Virtual Blues Week comedy show on the 17th.
Okay.
So we're slowly making that transition from virtual to real life. I think virtual will stay, though. I don't think it's ever going to go away. And it's
virtual is giving us a chance to think outside the box when it comes to comedy.
Yeah, I mean, I've done I joke that I've done shows, all over the globe. I mean, I've done shows in Tokyo, Kuala Lumpur. I even did a show in Russia.
Wow.
And it's amazing. India. It's
how is the international crowd?
It's interesting, and it's kind of. I think DC Comics do well at it because, the comedy audiences here are so diverse to begin with. So most of the comedians that do well here are not writing regional jokes. They're writing stuff that's larger than that, because that's what you have to do, for an international audience. And it's interesting because, like I say, I do a third of my stuff is about sort of race and slavery and all that stuff, and it translates. The Indians, they feel that same thing with their relationship with England. The South Africans feel the same thing with the Dutch. It's like, it is relatable, and at its core, there's nothing new under the sun, and most of us have gone through the same stuff.
Yeah.
But my joke, I was gonna say my joke about the international thing of Zoom is that doing shows all over and everybody speaks English. It makes me think that maybe colonialism wasn't that bad. I mean, sure, they killed a lot of people, they enslaved even more, and they stole a lot of land. But without it, people all over the world wouldn't understand what dick jokes. So,
I'd have to use a Rosetta Stone or something.
I like to think of myself as an optimist, sort of a slave ship half full kind of guy. That's what I am. So.
Oh,
like
man.
And it's funny when I do that joke, all over the globe, people of color laugh. They understand it.
I like that. I like that as a premise for a science fiction show. So there's some aliens that are conquering everything,
Right.
and one comic's like excelling only because he can like go everywhere, and they understand him,
Right.
because they were forced to understand.
That's right.
Oh, man.
I hate those Martians because, we all hate the Martians.
Oh, man. Well, Chip, it is a fantastic pleasure, sir. And
Thank you, guys. This was fun.
Thank you for coming on. And we're going to get into some trending topics, Joey.
Mm-hmm.
We got the things going on in the world. What's going on in the world right now, man?
Fat Joe needs some help. He had an accident with something in his face. I think it was a marker. Then
a kid drew on him like it was a wall.
Mystical was trending for some reason. We'll find out why. Jeff Bezos gonna launch himself into space, and we'll see if he comes back.
Okay.
And then we just need to take some time to celebrate Black Girl Magic.
All right, man. And we'll talk about that and a whole bunch more when we get back on the That Comedy Podcast.
Oh, I know a sad soul, darling. Oh, I know a sad soul.
And this segment of That Comedy Podcast is brought to you by Carnivals. That's right, the summertime is here, and it's time for you to get the kids together to go ride on the wonderful Ferris wheel. That's right, your local Carnival's back in town, and we're COVID safe. We got gloves, we got masks, we got visors. That's right, carnies are in the building. So everybody get your cabbage together and come hang out with us at your local carnival. And we're back on the That Comedy Podcast. I am DJ Marcus, and I picked quite possibly the best song to do a commercial about carnivals. It just seems like this song plays in the background of every carnival in America.
I hated this song for a whole year.
This is my favorite fucking song.
I know. I heard it every day for like a year.
Oh my God.
I didn't even realize it was that song till you said it was, and then I got mad about it, remembering how I felt that whole year.
Oh man, I took a pill in Ibiza and met a Fiji who was cool. I don't know what the hell that means, but I think it's awesome.
You're being real 2016 right now.
Hey man, I'd rather go back to a better time. Shit.
What do you think the average carny got vaccinated? A high probability that that demographic is lying about their vaccination card.
That's why they have masks. advisors at the carnival, Joey.
Do they?
Yes.
I haven't been to one yet.
I haven't either because I'm not going till I get my second one, Joey. I didn't tell you. Got the first one done. I got the first shot, brother.
It's an accomplishment.
I got the water shot they're giving black people. That's what they're giving us. They're just doping us up with water. Hopefully, they go, yeah, you can feel some pain in your arm, right in the injection site. And I'm like, okay, why would I feel pain from that?
Because they don't know how to inject things.
No, they don't. Oh man, so yeah, got my first one, second one in 2 weeks.
Okay,
I did it on a whim. This is the craziest thing, right? I was off that day.
That was the only way it was going to happen.
Only fucking way it was going to happen. I could not make an appointment. If you tell me, hey, you got to go in and get this done on this day, I'm not going. Just out of peer protest.
Shit, what you don't know is that Marcus had an appointment to go do this, and he had an appointment to do this on the same day. He was going to do like 3 other things, and it started. Whatever he had to do that day started at 7 a.m. I instantly knew it was not going to happen that day. When he told me that, I'm like, nope, that's not going to work.
When my day off starts at 7, it's a problem. It's
crazy though, because basically what you're saying is they're saying I set you up an appointment so you won't die, and you're like, I might make it. I might, I can't guarantee.
Ain't no guarantees in this life.
I think some of it. Was,
pencil me in.
I think some of it was he thought he would have died by now if he was going.
Oh yeah, if I was gonna get COVID and die from it, I would have got it. I would have got it 6 months ago.
You know who's trending up? Elderly people are going down. It's people from 45 to 60 that are dying now.
Still under that range.
That's what's going up. So,
Candace, watch out.
Yeah.
She's not gonna like that one.
The thing that's crazy to me is the people that are still like, it's a hoax. It's like, well, how do you explain all these hundreds of thousands of dead bodies? You think everybody in the country is a crisis actor? I mean, what's going on here?
Everybody's in on it. What the hell you mean everybody?
Everybody.
But yeah, so I got a next one in 21 and no, I was telling you about the day. So I dropped my daughter off at school, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna spend the day in the house cleaning up, getting my stuff together. And I was like, all right, cool. Didn't do any of that. So I went and spent time with the young lady I'm hanging out with right now. Had lunch with her, and then I went and picked my daughter up from school. Now driving to her school, I went, you know what? The church is giving out the free vaccine, and I ain't got to make an appointment. I'm gonna just go. Just drove straight to my church and got the vaccine in 15 minutes, and I was out the door. Okay. No line, no wait, no nothing. Just all I had to do was wait for the resting period. So if I have a seizure after I was like, this makes zero sense. If this thing is so damn safe, why do I have to sit here for 20 more minutes while you all examine me?
Because someone had an allergic reaction.
Right. Yeah. Nothing. It's a weird thing too, because everybody's like, I knew a person that got the vaccine and they still got COVID. It's like, what in your life is 100% that you expect this vaccine is going to be 100% effective on everyone?
It's killing people. It killed a guy who's 105 in Great Britain who was going to get killed by a strong wind on the next Tuesday.
Right. Yeah. It's like people are like, unless this is 100%, 49 people die each year eating a hot dog. I mean, it's like, come on, man. Why are you expecting this vaccine to be 100%?
When hot dogs aren't even safe.
Marcus,
it's crazy.
I know that you don't check the group chat, but someone we both know got an allergic reaction the first time and still went back for the second one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, she's dumb.
She ain't gonna die from COVID either, though. I don't care how dumb she is. She ain't dying of COVID.
She gonna get that.
She's tough.
Yeah. She's tough. And I do pay attention to the group chat. I saw all those. Oh man, can't believe you're doing bad.
There's a lot of that.
Can't believe you're doing bad.
Half that group chat is just apologizing for things that you didn't do. I'm so sorry that happened to you.
That's right.
That should be a tone that you could send to people. I'm so sorry you are having a bad day. It's like, why is that how you feel right now? I don't care that much. But
so disingenuous.
Oh man,
I
Joey,
find myself like making the most like overt condolences to people I don't know on Twitter. Like they'll say they're going through shit. I'm like, I'm here for you. Like, why am I doing that with strangers? Like, I don't. What's wrong with me that I don't even care. Like when someone like near me, someone is telling me in my group chat, this happened. Da 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 da. I'll be like, I guess I have to do this. But if a stranger says that they're going through some shit, I'm like, I'll be there for you.
That's right.
I got you.
Because you know you don't have to folloll through. You're just saying that. See,
Yeah, there's no.
It is.
You say that to somebody near you, then you got to actually, damn, now I got to get up and go over it.
Now I got to pat them on the damn back.
No, the thing, to be honest, Chip, though, it balances out because at the same time as I do that shit, I will also get sought out by random people to talk to about shit that I don't know that well, and they'll like bare their soul to me for no reason.
Right. Well, they'll for me, they bare their soul because they want me to watch their dirty video or buy some Bitcoin from them. So, you know, it's a trade-off.
Can you buy this Bitcoin?
The worst of the videos where it's like, in just a minute, we're going to tell you this secret. But first, here's a bunch of me repeating the same thing a different way.
I'm
waiting for those kids, you know, instead of selling cookies and knives, to be coming around like, yeah, I'm selling Bitcoin to put myself through college.
You want this Doge? You want this Doge, sir?
Will you buy this Dogecoin to support our trip to the state fair championship?
That's right.
Rolling competition.
My football team needs new uniforms. Can you buy this Dogecoin?
We are the local boys club rolling on the ground club. We need to go to our rolling championship.
But you know what I was going to say a minute ago is that I hate those people that are always talking about, well, you don't know what's in the vaccine. You know what's in the vaccine. And you know that the people are eating strangers, potato salad, and Sunday social. It's like, come on. Really? You're worried about what's in the vaccine? And you eating potato salad with raisins in it? Come on.
You need to be worried about what's in that McDonald's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you've eaten Scrapple in your life, take the vaccine. That's my feeling.
Hey, Joey, you came pretty close to talking about the McRib, man. So don't be bad mouthing the McRib, brother.
Oh no, it's McDonald's as a whole. These soybean oil, it's the devil.
Yeah, I hate these guys when they get healthy, man. You know, I hate you know.
I don't, Chip. I just
won't let a brother clog his arteries without hearing about it.
I'm caught in this like do as I say, not as I do.
Right.
Contrastrophe where it's like I'll know what I should do and then I won't do it and I'll go, I don't feel so good. I want a donut because I feel bad, and then I like but the donut's the reason I feel bad. So then I'm like and then I wake up and I've gained 20 pounds. I'm like, let me lose it again.
Well, you know, I can give you the recipe to make McDonald's fries at home. They're delicious, but once you know the recipe,
Chip, I don't own that much salt.
It's not the salt; it's the sugar and the corn syrup. You know,
what the heck, sugar syrup, corn fries.
You cut. Show you how to cut the potatoes, Julianne, just like they are. You soak them in water for an hour to get off the potato starch, and then you blanch them in a pot with a cup of white sugar and a cup of corn syrup. You blanch them in that, and then you freeze them, and then you fry them. That's how McDonald's gets it. It's all the fat and sugar that makes them taste so great.
But why?
Your body loves that. Man.
Why do they turn to the most disgusting substance on earth after they get cold?
Because of that.
Yeah, because of all the fat and sugar.
All that stuff turns into lard, basically. Same thing with Popeye's biscuits. Popeye's biscuits. Why are they great? Because they basically take Pillsbury biscuits, they put them on a cookie sheet, but before they put them on the cookie sheet, they fill the cookie sheet up to the rim with butter, and then lay the biscuits out on it.
Is it
and
butter?
Bake it.
Is it butter, Chip?
It is butter.
It's margarine.
No, it's not margarine. It is butter.
It's soy, some sort of assorted soy product.
Joey thinks soy is the Antichrist.
It is the Antichrist.
It is butter. It is 100% butter.
Oh man, Joey, what we got in trending topics this week, brother?
We had some early 2000s hip hop flashbacks. There was I forgot there was a fight over the weekend that I didn't watch.
Floyd Mayweather Jr. versus Logan of the Pauls.
That's right. $100 million
in the greatest hugging expedition of this century.
Floyd knocked the shit out of him, and that dude should have went down, and they should have let him just go down because it would have been hilarious.
I just all I've seen are memes of hugging.
Yeah, Floyd hit him like I think third round. Floyd hit him in the jaw.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And from that moment on, Floyd was holding him up the rest of the match.
Yeah, because he didn't want it to look bad.
He didn't want to look bad.
Come on, don't be messing with 100 million.
Yeah.
Stand up,
man. Stand up. It's like when he punched the Big Show in the face for WWE. Floyd has been used to throwing and making fights like that.
I would have rather
it's 30 years
a third round knockout than a fight that ends with no knockout.
No,
and hugging
it'll be like Tyson when knocking people out so early. Everybody wants their money back. They want to see something, Floyd, even if it's just two guys dancing.
The way Floyd did it was the best for business because it makes that Logan Paul train go up because now it makes him look like he
went the distance.
Because he went the distance. He went the distance with the apex.
Don't make
fighter.
Him Rocky. No,
he went the distance with the apex fighter.
This cannot be the new Rocky.
He's the new Rocky.
This is the plot of Rocky.
We found your great white hope.
Apollo Creed did an exhibition against, and then let him go the distance, and then they decided they needed a rematch.
There you go. That's a plot of Mayweather.
Except instead of like Logan Paul just taking all those punches with his face and still standing there like a determined Italian midget. He just hugged
him the whole time.
What if they turn into a franchise like Fast and Furious? You'd be doing Logan Paul, Mayweather 9.
Oh, God.
People are talking about, which one of those did the ring manager die?
They just launched them in his face.
They had to CGI him in. Which one was that one?
When did Mickey come back? Which
I'm
one
so
was
glad
Mickey back in?
I heard Chad Ochocinco got dropped. Who did he fight?
I don't know who he fought. I heard he fought. I heard he was gonna fight.
All I heard was there was some silliness about him fighting, and the next thing I know, they were like, "Oh, he didn't learn from Nate Robinson."
Nobody took the Nate Robinson learning the way they should have. Because these pro athletes are all coming in talking like, I could fight, I could box. No, keep your silly ass at home.
But can we at least get them to fight each other and stop having them fight random people? Like it doesn't.
No, you got to fight randoms because now it's bum fights. Because that means people.
That's really what it's becoming.
It's becoming bum fights.
Is that why Fat Joe decided to pencil in his beard? What's going on here?
Well, Beijing is a thing. I was thinking of doing the Beijing summer, and then I saw a video that convinced me otherwise. I think I sent that video to you, Joey. Did I? Is it dating in the 2000s, in the 2020s?
Oh,
where the dude is talking about, the girl says, "Hey, I hope you don't do that old Beijing thing." He's like, "Nah, baby, it's 100% natural right here." And the waiter drops a bucket of water on his head, and his whole scalp goes away.
Right.
I got to cancel the date. I can't go out sweating too much.
Right.
I can't. It's too hot.
Pretty damn much.
I want to see it before he goes out where they're taping his head off so they can spray paint it. It's like, better get Mako. Better get Mako. Like,
Yeah, they line them up too well. Like
right.
when they do that, they got to be Picasso with it. So all those edges are cut straight. I'm like, dude, no one's hair grows like that. I've been trying with this beard.
He has this
to
weird,
line it up that way.
Here's the thing: there's a thin line of thick mustache.
That's his real hair. That's the only real hair
the problem.
On his face.
That's the problem. Is like that you can see a distinct distinction between his actual facial hair and whatever the hell's going on the side of his face.
I think the problem is he's cheap and he didn't pay for that extra hot wax coat. That's what keeps the water off. You gotta get that turtle wax in there, so that the water beads up and rolls off. It doesn't take your hair with it,
And Fat Joe's Puerto Rican, right?
He looked like he fell in a fireplace.
Is he Puerto Rican? Is he Puerto Rican or Dominican?
I don't know.
because okay, I'm gonna make a generalization. Hopefully, I don't offend anyone, but I don't really care. Hispanics don't grow beards like that. I've never seen a Hispanic with a straight beard in my life. They look raggedy. Usually, they look like the bad guy in all those vaudevillian films.
Right.
Whenever
you're talking about the men, not the women.
Yeah,
right?
the women grow great beards.
Right.
Their beards look awesome. Their beards look like mine, luscious.
Right.
But
your face looking good. You got to shape up. What's going on there? You looking good today.
Look at you, Mamacita. I like it. But
well, Joey's dad. He's like, we're gonna get canceled.
Oh man! But what else is going on, Joey?
Mystical was trending.
MYSTI Cole.
He became a trending Twitter topic on June 1st after a video showing a teenage girl fighting off a mama bear went viral.
Right.
Security footage shared on both TikTok and Instagram shows a brown bear and two cubs walking along a property in California. Several barking dogs running up to the bear, at which point the mama bear swats at the dogs.
And this is the reason Mystical was involved in any of this.
I make a motherfucker say, "Oh yeah, I'm cold as a lion with no hair. If you ever see me fighting in the forest with a grizzly bear, help the bear."
That is the reason that Mystical is a part of this whole thing. Because that chick pushed that bear off a wall. I saw the video of it, and I was like, did she just push the bear? And the bear, but the thing was, the bear just hopped back up on the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Like it didn't take a minute to catch itself. No, it went, "Oh, you pushing people?"
That's why she grabbed that dog and got out.
Get the hell out of Dodge.
That's rule number 2. Don't poke the bear, and number 2 is don't push the bear.
Oh my god! But that's the only reason. I was trying to figure out where that clip was. And I found it really quickly on my phone while doing the episode. But I was always like, I remember him saying that. I thought it was in a song, but it was never in a song. He's just freestyling that.
Is that what that's from?
It's from just a random freaking freestyle.
I was like, what song is that from?
Like there's never been a song. He just says that.
I assumed when I first read the title, I'm like, oh, Danger. And I was like, that's obviously the reason he's trending.
Oh man. But Joey, what else is happening, man?
We need to take a moment out to give some much due diligence to Black Girl Magic across the athletic world.
I don't think you're using the right word. Much due diligence. Much appreciation.
I mean, I'd still do it.
Much magnification.
We're putting more emphasis.
Magnification.
We're spending time on it. What you want from me?
But you like black women. I think
I'm the one who suggested we do it.
I want you to get this right so that they don't look at me and go, "Hey, I'm happy that King decided to big us up." No, ladies and gentlemen, it was the olive skinned Italian brother on the team that has said, "You know what? Let's big up these black queens and make sure they understand it is a black queen summer for Joey LaFaro." Am I correct? Wrong with that white boy summer?
You know, the Moors occupied much of Italy, so
that's where Joey's genetics came from.
That's where that little drop in the paint, then you mix it up, makes me off white.
That 23andMe on Joey came back, a little shade darker than he thought.
Were you 1%?
I think it was like a half of a percent or 4%, something small.
Something very small. I've met your family.
It depends. It depends on when they have this weird category that's like North Africa into Middle East,
Mm-hmm.
Right.
and I have a section in there.
Okay. So you're
So it depends on how much you drill down.
Right.
How deep you drill into it.
That's right. You keep going down, you will find a fro.
Because there's some Jew in there too. There's a little Jew and black in the same thing. So there's some Amari Stoudemire in my history.
Ashy Cat and Ashy Jew. Is that what that's what they call it?
That's not everybody. It's the new Cherokee. The Ashkenazi Jew is everybody's got a little bit of the 23andMe.
That's stupid.
It's accurate, isn't it?
It
Yep.
is.
That's a good one. I need to save that one. That was clever. It is. He's like all those white people talking about. Oh, I'm something. I'm 16th Cherokee. My great grandma on my dad. No, they were all lying. But you know what? They're true. They're all 1/38th Jew.
Right. See, that's their way of saying, see, my ancestors didn't steal this land. We already owned it.
Does Ashkenazi mean adjacent?
Jew adjacent. Oh
my ancestors were Jew adjacent, and there's some Jew got in there.
So what happened with the black women, Joey? What magical things the beautiful sisters of the sub-Saharan continent do this week?
Well, we have a new fastest woman alive to run the 100-meter dash, and it is Jamaica's own Shelly Ann Fraser-Price.
Right.
All right. Yeah, Shelly Ann.
She clocked a 10.63 in a meet at Kingston.
100? 10.63 100?
Yes.
That's it.
God damn.
And it beat the national record of 10.7 that she shared with Elaine Thompson-Hera, who won gold at the 2016 Olympics.
That's right.
You know what would be the funniest commercial in the world? Like if you made her like a superhero and a dude steals a purse and he thinks he's gonna run away. She's oh no. He just see her chase him down. Cause I'm just imagining her being the fastest fucking human. Between her and Usain Bolt. I'm just like, where the hell are these people? Why are these people so damn fast? What did God need them to be that fast for?
It's because they got 3 names. All the fastest women have at least 3 names. You know.
Yeah, but here's the thing. This is how she's taking it to the next level. So she shared it with someone who had 3, but she's got 4. The extra hyphen is giving her extra powers.
That's it. You know.
Oh my goodness! So she is the fastest woman in the world,
right?
And is she going to be competing in the Olympics this year?
I don't have. Oh wait, Fraser. She's built up some pretty high expectations heading into Tokyo's Olympics, which begin next month. Right. So I believe that yes is the correct answer to that.
Shout out to my sister-in-law who will be in the Olympics as well.
Oh, really?
My future sister-in-law is an Olympic thrower. And she's not from the Eastern Bloc.
Family business.
Yeah.
Coach Marcus making a comeback?
No, I can't coach her.
What's she throwing? Javelin, shot put?
Shot put and discus.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's weird because I was like, that's exactly what I do. I did in high school, and I'm like, that's kind of weird. That my brother would find an Olympic thrower.
We need to make that movie. I don't know why, but I feel like we need to make that. It'll be like what was that stupid movie that Will Ferrell did about the ice skaters?
Oh, Blades of Glory.
Blades of Glory. We'll do our own Blades of Glory. It'll be Puts of Glory or something like that. This is a shot putter.
What's the terrible trick you're not supposed to do? You know when that crippled somebody or broke their back or
I forgot,
severed their head. You know?
Yeah, they keep getting beheaded.
Yeah, that's right.
Never close your eyes in a circle.
No, they said it wouldn't. Right. It wouldn't work with a man and a woman because the woman was too light or something, and so they had to have two men. They could do it.
Oh my goodness!
But
you spin in the circle with the eyes closed, and they fired the shot put into the crowd.
We're gonna do the human cannon, not the human cannon. Man, that ain't no T-shirt. Mind your business. Do it, Clarice.
And
I don't know why her name is Clarice.
There was another Olympic black young lady who set 7.
Mm-hmm.
Did she set 7 records, or she won her?
Yeah,
7th?
She won 7.
She won her 7th national championship.
Right.
Miss Simone Biles.
Who
will be on the Dot Comedy podcast in the next 3 weeks. I've already worked that out with her agent.
She will?
Yes, she will. She will be on the episode of the Dot Comedy podcast.
That might be dangerous.
It's gonna be
for me.
I know.
Get me in trouble.
Your lady
look at you guys blow it up.
Yeah, man, we're gonna get them
all. She won by almost 5 whole points.
She whooped their ass.
Well, she was already the winner before she did her last exercise. That was just icing on the cake. She was already
And this she did while being like, so she went with the first all black gymnastics team.
Yeah.
Okay. To the national All Black.
Yes.
Okay.
And then was like the team mom. Like she's like working on like a crown, like while in between rounds. Like I don't understand. She's like, we're coming for everybody. If I was in gymnastics in another country, I would be scared right now.
It's like when all those white girls from the Eastern Bloc saw Serena and wait a minute, we supposed to be playing tennis against her.
This hit different.
There's a team of them now. Y'all, hold on, wait a minute. Y'all got a team. A team of them. What happened to the one, the Dominique Dawes, the one in the group?
I think she just went Super Saiyan.
Oh yeah, she did. She's gone Super Saiyan. She has told the world that this is for us now, and I think it's gonna be great. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be a good Winter Olympic or Summer Olympics.
I don't know that. I feel like, I mean, I don't understand the gymnastics lifespan, because my understanding was that as you age out of it very quickly.
Yes.
But it seems like she's been around so long that I'm like, how is she now? Not even like now still doing it. Now after she's been in like, I haven't really paid too much attention to her actual age, but I'm just saying, I feel like she's been excellent at it so long that I would have expected like her not to be hitting her peak now. I would have expected that to have happened already.
She's 24.
Which normally is
she should have retired.
Prime.
Yeah, she'd been out.
But in gymnastics years, that's
But she's also tiny.
It's Marvel. It's a super soldier. She's taking a super soldier for me.
Yeah,
she had one of those crystals from she's an Inhuman. I've learned this. She's an Inhuman because I'm looking at. She is a tiny person.
She has,
like
but that's usually what happens to them because it stunts their hormonic growth. So that's why their periods come later, and they don't usually get very tall.
Mm-hmm. She's 4'8".
Yeah.
Oh wow.
You know who else is that size?
Who?
Prince was 4'8".
Jesus. So Prince could have been a gymnast.
After he kind of was
because he had all the tall boots, but he was. I remember meeting him at Commander Outfitters when he came in there. Like, what? This guy?
You think about it. He was doing a lot.
Which is incredible when you think of Chappelle's story about them playing basketball and he was dunking and he's 4'8". You're like, what?
That means he had some ups.
You know who else is 4'8"?
I wonder what those calves were like.
He probably thick calf. You know who else is 4'8"?
What?
My daughter. My daughter's 4'8".
A 10-year-old?
Yeah, she's 10. So I'm thinking of all this and going, she's bigger than these grown ass people.
That's right.
No wonder people let her get away with shit.
I mean, Tom Cruise is only like a little over 5, isn't he? Like 5'5".
He's like 5'7".
152.
Yeah.
No, he wears heels. Most of the time, he wears heels.
I'm pretty sure he's like 5'7" or 5'6".
I don't know.
See, the comedy research.
Didn't we have this conversation with Phil Valdez? I know we did because I just listened to that episode for quality control again. For quality control.
Tom Cruise height. Tom Cruise is 5'7". You are correct.
You are correct. Huh?
There's another Joey didn't need to Google it special. Sorry, Chip. What you don't know is I take Google personally because it came for all the stuff I was good at before Google existed. I was good at the random information. I was good at guessing the song in the first couple bars, and it was like a human GPS. If I had been somewhere once, I could get there again.
That's it.
And now I'm rendered completely obsolete by technology. We don't need that friend anymore. We got Siri.
His nickname in high school was Joey Guinness Book of Records.
Oh man! But what else we got going on in the world, Jim?
So I think Jeff Bezos heard about Simone Biles' superpowers and decided he was going to try and get some for himself because this was going to launch himself into space.
Dr. Doomass. Call him
Lex
Dr.
Luthor IRL is going for it. On July 20th, he's going to take a journey with his brother, the greatest adventure with his best friend, announced Bezos on Instagram.
Can't be his wife. She took half
It's
already.
it's his brother. He's
Now,
apparently
okay.
His brother's his best friend.
So he's just
I
trying
believe
to stay
that
par with Elon Musk. He don't want Elon to get to Mars and buy up all the land before you can get anything.
Get there.
I do believe that his brother's his best friend. I don't think there's any disputing that. He seems that unlikable.
Okay, so here's the thing about his brother. There's video of him asking his brother to go into space. It is probably the most uncomfortable video I've ever seen two people have, because his brother knew they were being recorded, knew who his brother was.
Is this the one I'm looking at here where it looks like Brokeback Mountain?
Yes, it looks like Brokeback Mountain.
Like a rose ceremony.
Yeah. He's like, I want you to go into space with me. And his brother looks at him like this. When anyone ever looks at you like that, when you ask them a question, that means they're ready to go, nah, I'm good. But he's like, I got this video cameras on me. And he's like, okay, yeah.
And then Bezos looked back at him, cowboy up, bro. You're wearing the hat.
Yes.
And then he said, I can't quit you.
I can't quit you.
That's that look a woman gives when you pop the question that she don't even want to look at the ring. I'm not even going to weigh this decision.
Yeah, pretty much.
He's going to.
They're just going up. They're just going into the stratosphere, and they're coming back. They're not going like.
So apparently, he has a rocket company called Blue Origin,
and he made his own dick craft. Much like all the other billionaires, they make a bunch of spacecraft look like penises so they can shoot them into the vagina of the universe. Because that's all they can do.
Did either one of you ever watch Lucifer, the TV series Lucifer?
Joey loves it.
I watch it, yeah.
Okay. Do you remember the one with the Jeff Bezos type character, and he gets into doing this thing going into space as a way to keep up with Elon Musk, and then it's like you find out that he really doesn't want to go. He's like, I just said this as a lark, and now I'm trapped into going.
They actually planned. That's right. Yeah, because
you remember that?
I do. It's like, what is your desire? And they thought it was related to like why he got killed.
Well, murder. Yeah, that one astronaut woman got murdered. He's like, I don't want to go to space.
And then they she was in they were doing some type of sleep tube, and then the person like stabbed the person with a knife. They're like, why was there a knife in there to cut apples or something?
Right.
Wow.
But this whole guy, he's like a Jeff Bezos guy, and he's at some event, and he pops off because he wants to be as big as Elon Musk. And then he now has this whole project to go to Mars, and he doesn't want to get into space. He's like, I don't want to go to space.
Yeah, it was like something like, I just want to cuddle puppies. And they're like, what? Cuddle puppies. You're a megalomogul. I don't want to go into space. I have to, though, because I said I would.
I said I would. I'm a billionaire, and I got to go to space.
I feel like that's everyone around Bezos. I believe he actually wants to go to space.
Oh, he looks like a Martian.
I think I think he thinks he's gonna I think he read too many Fantastic Four comics, and he thinks he's gonna get the cosmic superpowers when the cosmic beams hit him.
There you go.
Yeah, that could happen.
That pod's not shielded. They're gonna come back. His brother's gonna come back as the Thing.
The Thing. He's gonna be the torch, and his brother's gonna be the Thing.
Now Joey, I don't believe that.
He's gonna come back as the invisible they.
That I don't believe that stuff, because Chernobyl's been over 40 years, and I haven't seen a single Russian superhero. I don't believe that radiation stuff. Stan Lee lied to us, man.
I don't either, but clearly Jeff Bezos does. All right, what's the over under on does he come back?
He's gonna come back. He's gonna be different.
Here's the bet. Does he come back? Yes or no? And then the prop bets are yes or yes, but he's hurt.
He's changed.
Yeah, no. Yes, yes that he's changed. Or no, but it's because he got hit by a shitty Chinese rocket.
I think he's just going up there so he can survey the Earth, because Zillow's too slow. He's buying the property, man. He's like, I need a higher vantage point.
He's gonna go up there, and he's gonna get his ship is gonna get hit by the satellite that carries Amazon Prime movies.
He can't see what Elon Musk is doing from his evil tower with his telescope, so he's going higher up.
So you calling him Groot from freaking Despicable Me? He's got to get to the moon.
He has a giant telescope on the spaceship.
Oh my goodness! But so billionaires going to space. Has it? I never thought that was a thing because the space program was always like a like government thing to me and most people. So it was never like a private sector thing.
Right, because national security, man. You don't want.
Wasn't Richard Branson supposed to be doing this shit?
Yeah, he is too.
What happened to that?
He I don't know if Richard Branson is rich anymore because I haven't heard.
Yeah,
from
I think
him.
he ran out of money.
He went broke trying this shit.
Just kept calling shit virgin, and everybody was like,
"Hey, man, we don't want virgins.
Yeah, we want experienced people doing things."
Because that was his concept was the ship the plane that flies up into space. The big wing that instead of launching like a rocket, you sort of fly up and then pop your head out the atmosphere. Instead of trying to bang the door down. Easy way out.
I don't know where he went. I haven't heard about him in a while. Last time I saw him, he was landing in the ocean in that wing. He said that was about the last of him. But yeah, so do you think? Okay, Joey, if that comedy takes off, okay, this crypto thing we're working on, we that flies up, and then we make our billions and billions of dollars. Do you think we could get the first comedy rocket? Think you and I gonna buy the first comedy rocket?
Why would? That's not one of our business ventures.
We're gonna put the dot.
You got a .comedy coin? Is that what you got?
There's gonna be the comedy
dot
coin.
Comedy coin.
The coin.
Like dot coinmedy.
Dot coinmedy.
You're gonna get some coinmedy and use it to buy trips to the comedy space club.
There you go.
Doing comedy in space.
I like that.
That's it. The way Chip said that is exactly how the rest of the comedic world will look at this. They will go, I like that.
Well, you know what the downside of that though is? In space, no one can hear you laugh.
I'm more worried about watching all these comics try to hold the microphone with
weightlessness.
I've watched them struggle with Zoom. Like, can you imagine them trying to hold the mic with Zoom?
The thing is watching them all try to drop the mic.
That's who we should send into space for. We're gonna use anybody who drops the mic at a comedy show should get sent into space so they can learn not to.
If they do it in space, you jettison them. Because they just broke DJ Marcus's new microphone.
They just won't get any laughs.
They won't break it because it'll just float.
It'll float. It'll float, and then they'll go, "Oh, I've been defeated by the microphone."
That's right.
It's the same. It's the same
I've
thing.
Been defeated by science.
It's like when you're trying to do a hard hang up, but you do it by pressing the end call button. It's not the same.
It doesn't have that same
feel. And then you just stop doing it.
And that's because of the age that we live in, because, I remember back in the day growing up, 2 or 3 times a week, even more than that, you would see somebody on TV or in a movie get beat to death with a phone. You can't beat nobody to death with a phone now. You just can't do it, Those old AT&T phones, man, they were like a brick. You could kill several people at once with those.
just run through the house smacking people with it.
Now you just got to buy another phone after you hit somebody with the phone.
I don't know why we haven't recycled those old Nokia cell phones into houses yet. Those things were indestructible.
Right. Yeah, put them in Louisiana. You ever? This is the international phone symbol to anyone who born between 1901 and 2001. Am I correct? This is the international phone signal.
It's like you need to turn.
Unless
you look really ridiculous on screen.
Unless you're a
now.
surfer, then you just you gotta shake it. You gotta shake it.
Yeah, but this is the phone signal for kids.
That's right.
Now,
yeah,
it's like this doesn't make any damn sense. Yeah, because they don't.
What?
Now I'm thinking of this. Yeah, it still could be a phone signal.
That's because doesn't this mean?
But that's Michael J. Fox on the phone now, right?
Doesn't this mean like little dick or something now?
What? There's
Something with this that's sex related.
That's the shocker. This is the shocker.
No, that's not the shocker.
That's
I know that.
Well, I mean, it could be if she's a real fat girl. You got a long distance, from front to back.
There's no shocking happening there, Chip. I have one finger in one hole. The shock is the two and the one.
But hey, the rule of thumb is the one in the stink has always got to be the thumb, right? So I mean, you just
I don't think so.
Pinky in the pink, thumb in the stink. That's
the whole shock is you have
that should have been this
you have it
episode
you have
unless you're Spock, which is always 2 in the pink and 2 in the stink.
You have your main force. Look, you have your main force that's storming the beach. Then you have the flanking force, and then you have the pincer that comes over top. That's the shocker. It's a 3-pronged attack if you're doing it properly.
I heard this one's for Tom.
And some people were today years old when they learned that.
I didn't know you were supposed. My arm will cramp up. I tried it the other day, and this finger, I felt this finger all the way tighten up back to my damn elbow.
Something completely off subject. I don't know if you guys are Star Trek fans, but you know that in the canon now, Klingons have 2 penises. Did anybody know that?
What?
Yeah, Klingons have 2 penises now.
That's why their sex is so weird.
Is that why the pawn is far?
Yeah, no, that's Vulcan.
That's Vulcans. It's Pomfar is Vulcans.
Wait, which one did you say?
The
Klingons.
Oh, because you were doing the thing with the hand and that threw me off.
You did.
I was singing "Live Long and Prosper." Damn it!
Oh man!
Or as he used to say, "Love long and frost her."
Wait! Klingons have 2 penises.
2 penises, yeah.
In the new canon.
The new canon is that the Klingons, to explain how they've changed.
Discovery.
They've changed that they've actually evolved. So now all their primary organs are doubled. Like they have 2 hearts. They have 4 lungs. They have 2 penises.
And then
I don't know if they got 2
divide.
buttholes. I don't know how that works. But,
they're going to separate into 2 separate entities.
They become mitosis.
Because I made this meme when I saw it and it came out like with Discover. It's like asking a Klingon. So how do you guys do one in the stink and one in the pink? And he said, we call it "Look, Mom, no hands."
Don't they have? But do the women have 2?
The women are supposed to have 2. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Why are we so? Okay. Wait a minute. Why are we so PC about saying vagina? I don't understand that. That threw me off. That threw me the hell off. Right
I was gonna say 2 holes, but they already have 2 holes, so it's 3 holes. I was doing math, is what you were seeing.
I was gonna say vagina, but I was gonna whisper it.
I was deciding if I wanted to say vagina or holes, and then adjust my number accordingly. So there was a lot happening, and then you saw was a pause. Not for any reason that was healthy or normal, or in the interest of political correctness.
I'm just thinking somebody who walked away from the podcast for a minute, grab a sandwich or something. Yeah, they're talking about Simone Biles, and they walk back. Now they're talking about 2 vaginas. Wait, what are this?
We went from
is that what makes it faster? Wait a minute.
Klingon gymnastics, everybody.
Oh my!
2 holes.
Well, we're gonna get out of here. Because that's the end of this week.
That's right.
We're going to end on that note.
But I have more questions.
Nope, no more questions. Nah, we're not going down that hole. That's an hour. That's an hour podcast. That's another hour of the podcast.
You mean you're not going to go down those holes?
So I just want to clarify. So what you're saying is the blue Klingons are the ones with
there's
2
no
and
such
2.
thing as a blue Klingon.
That's what they were in Discovery. They were like shades of blue.
No, they're brown.
No, they were so black they were blue. That's what was wrong with those Klingons.
Except for that like white one that
the albinos
turned into a guy, and then the other one. So wait a minute. Didn't she hook up with the human? So she had it.
What?
Mm-hmm.
The female who became the queen of the Klingons.
Well, that was remember Discovery
did stuff to that guy.
Remember, Discovery took place initially. Discovery
Torture fucked the Arab guy, and then the Arab guy was like, "I am Volk, son of Nun," and then he ran around and did crazy shit.
Remember, Discovery took place originally before the original series.
So she said, "Fuck all these double dick dudes. I'm
They
going
didn't
with
have
the
double
one
dicks
dick.
until after.
I'm gonna get pregnant by the guy with the one human dick."
Right.
And that's how they got the
So the
double.
one thing they haven't explained is they're like, okay, all the primary functions. It's like, how come they have two mouths? I mean, who's blowing us one dick at a time? How come they don't have four nostrils? What's going on here? Come on.
Or they did weird surgeries. What if, because like they know they gave him some Klingon parts and to make him the confused guy. So maybe they gave him two dicks, and that's why Michael had such a hard time quitting him.
You got two dicks.
But
But I love you. Got
So
two
many,
dicks.
so many theories now.
so many questions.
Well, that's the end of the show.
Dark clouds are coming.
But it has been a great episode. Chip Jones, I want to thank you, sir, for joining
Thank you
us.
guys for having me.
It has been fun. It has been real. It has been fucking real fun this week.
That's
man.
right.
Joey, you got anything going on, man?
I have two shows coming up. I am performing at Nottingham's on June 19th, and I have a Zoom show coming up on July 2nd.
All right, Chip.
There will be flyers and tickets out there shortly.
All right, Chip. You got things coming. I know you got Nottingham
Yeah,
on Friday.
I got Nottingham's actually tomorrow, Friday. And then I've got Zoom shows June 16th, June 17th, and June 24th. If you hit my Facebook, you will see all the details.
Had to big time me, didn't you?
Oh, well, you know.
And remember, DJ
It's when you
Marcus.
Klingon and you got the two dicks, you got to follow.
And remember, everybody, every week, every Tuesday at 7:45, DJ Marcus will be at the Funny Hole in Allentown, Pennsylvania. Just come through, ask for DJ Marcus. It is always a good time at the Funny Hole. Because, you know, when I'm in the building, it's going to be a funnier hole than
Why is it always a hole? It's a fracking pit.
Oh, man.
The acoustics are great, though.
But we will see you all next time with more fun and more thrills on the Dot Comedy Podcast.